Case 3. After the Starshine Awards, things changed. I'd been through plenty of change already that summer, but this was different. This was big. But I guess change is hardest to recognize when it's happening to you. I'm metamorphosizing. I'm gonna turn into that bug from that one book, Metamorphosis. It felt like an eternity ago that I left Ryan and struck out on my own because Ryan sucks. I hate Ryan. If you had told me back then I'd end up living with a robot, well, let's just say that was never the plan, especially because this is the 90s and we didn't expect robots to be that capable. I didn't know why that stranger thought Scout was dangerous. The more time I spent with him, the less I believed it. So we just carried on like everything was normal, as you should, when you are given ominous, vague warnings. We watched films, visited museums. I made him a robot of culture. And Scout devoured the public library. 5 books at a time. We tried to stop him, but he just kept eating the books. We couldn't get him to stop. It was truly horrible. We lost so much knowledge that day. For a while, it felt like progress. But deep down, I knew I was running away. Running from Scout's past, and from my future. Dun dun dun, but I couldn't run forever. I have incredibly weak stamina. This is the pacer test. Oh no, wait, I can't keep running. Oh, good morning, Honor. Morning, Scout. Did you get up to much last night? I read the final 3 volumes of the Encyclopedia Totalis. I think my favorite was Zirconia. They are so pretty. Now we just need to think of a way to get those encyclopedias back to the library before they realize we took them. Oh wait, were these encyclopedias you weren't supposed to take? I work at a library. You don't take those. They're not for taking. Also, I read that Julia Child's book that you have never opened. Hey, I was going to get around to it. At some point. Anyway, I spent the night trying to perfect the French omelette. Here, I made one for you. Huh, I could get used to this. See, he's a good bot. I won't take this Scout slander in my home. Oh, hey Casey. How did your date with the perfume guy go last night? It was the 3rd one, right? Wait, is that why you're calling me at this ungodly hour? Because you're doing the walk of shame? I don't know what that word is. You hussy. Tell me everything. Hussy? Oh no, did the perfume man get killed? I mean, if so, R.I.P. Perfume Man. Oh my god. Okay, calm down. Where did you say you are? Got it. We'll be there as soon as we can. Uh-oh. What is up, Honor? It's KC. Is he okay? He's fine, but it looks like he's just found himself at a murder scene. No gas. Oh no! Oh, how the pride is turned against us. Whoa. That's not what I was expecting. Honor, are my sensors malfunctioning again? Or is that a giant shoe? No, your sensors are working fine. Not just a giant shoe either. It's a giant killer shoe. Always said those heels killed him. Darling, you're here. What a mess all this is. What the heel happened here? Scout, babe, if you're gonna start making quips, we need to talk about timing. I am sorry. You two. Of course you're here. Come on, Scout. Let's start. Let's get scanning. Well, Casey, you're fine. So, see ya. Gonna play some Picross. Uh-oh. R.I.P. Perfume Man. Oh, how the tables have turntabled. There we go. Now we got 'em. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, we found a passport. That must be the victim's passport. Let's see. His name is Oliver Laurel, U.S. citizen. Date of birth would make him 26. A passport is an item for traveling to foreign countries, correct? Perhaps he was going on holiday soon. People sometimes use them as ID too, but it is a bit strange he'd be carrying it here. Will I need a passport if I go to another country? I shouldn't think so. Not if I check you into the hold in my suitcase anyway. You don't get to ride in a seat, Scout. You gotta go in my bag. I do not like the sound of that. Remember, Scout, you're still just an object to me. Picross. And this here, bam, solved it while finding a broken dial. Uh-oh, was this a sabotage? The glass covering of this speedometer has been smashed. Something must have hit it when the float crashed into the club. Or someone. Perhaps the driver. It's certainly possible. I could keep investigating. Or maybe I should question a bit. Babe, isn't it just awful? What the hell happened here? I know I did some Picross first, but like, what the hell happened? Your guess is good as mine. I was in the area and decided to swing by. Fran mentioned to me that she'd had the place done up, so I thought I'd take a look at the outside at least. When I got here, well, this is what I found. Fran? Fran, I have a feeling that's a name you've mentioned before. Is she a poison seller? Fantasia. Ooh, that's a name that makes that's a name that sounds like a pun. Like Fantasia. Oh, she's definitely the murderer. She owns this place. She's also my drag mother of sorts. I could not find any records in my database for drag mother. Your creators didn't appreciate drag. Ah, right. How to explain? When I first came to the— wait, where did you— France? Did you travel here from France? You seem— I feel like you've said a French term before. Perhaps. I don't know. I don't know. I wonder where he came to from outside the States. When I first came to the States, I didn't know anyone. I landed at Lax with a makeup palette under one arm and a head full of dreams. Then reality hit, and it hit hard. I met Fran in a club one night, and she took me under her wing. That's when I learned that drag queens, British, will do anything for help with their makeup. Even adopt a lost British gay boy. I see. So she is like a mother figure to you, but not a blood relation. Let me get a DNA sample so I could see if there is any blood relation. No, Scout, we don't do that. We don't steal people's blood. But on her, I wish to do the blood relations test. I thought you had to do drag to be in a drag family. I don't know. I know. And it does seem a waste not to use these cheekbones for profit, doesn't it? Just like those little what? Or is he saying he has good cheekbones? Cause I don't know. My first thought was like, got like little baby cheekbones, like you squish them and just like little baby cheekbones. Probably means he has well-defined ones though. It's hard to tell on these sprites with their lack of cheekbones. Like, look at that smooth, soft surface. I don't know. I think doing makeup on other people is my calling. I would try to do a British accent, but I don't believe in my abilities to do one, even though he definitely, well, unless he spent a long time in the States, he would definitely have a British accent. And a drag family is full of people who need makeup on them pretty much every day, so it worked out. They were my support network back when I couldn't get a job to save my life. A friend and her sisters put me up, kept me fed, spread the word. Everything I have is thanks to the kindness of queens. All drag queens are queens, says Casey. I mean, I guess it's in the name. Since things blew up with Murder Miss Terry and the other regular work, though, I have not seen as much of them as I used to. Or should do. Don't you guys, like, I mean, if you're a family, like, I know it's not, like, technical family, but, like, potluck night, board game night every third Thursday of the month? There's gotta be solutions. Where is Fran now? I called her just before I spoke to you. She's not turned up yet, though. Uh-oh. It always takes her at least an hour and a half to get ready, though. So, she's probably mid-beat as we speak. What's mid-beat? But her club has just been smashed into. Surely she wouldn't spend that long on. Ed likes to draw a line between club life and the rest of his life. Drag only when on the premises. If it's off premises, gotta do like a Sailor Moon transformation. Like, by the power of off premises, I am back to Edwin. Oh, I know enough about drag to know that like Fantasia would have been a stage name. But I was a fool. I'm like in the Ace Attorney mindset where I'm expecting real people names to be puns. And yeah. Oh right. Ed is Fran's boy name. Edwin Tinker. Tinker by name, Tinker by nature. Tinkerer? Like Tinkerbell. He mends metal instruments. He is a man of many talents. Oh. No, Tinker is British slang for, what is it British slang for? Okay, so the first thing I got is that I misspelled the word, so I didn't get it correct. The first one I get is group of Irish travelers who worked with tin and mended pots and pans. So, oh, hey Nizar Play, I'm playing Murder by Numbers. I was trying to look up what the slang is for tinker, but I found that all I found was a slang of meaning Irish people but that doesn't sound like the context they're using it in. How are you doing? Magellan's. Kind of a weird name for a gay bar, isn't it? Well, it's not strictly a gay bar. How did Fran describe it? Something like Magellan's is a port in the Wait, oh, I'm gonna like garble my words here. Magellan's is a port in the storm for those exploring the stormy seas of gender. Okay, but where is the person I need to get on with my murder mystery? That's a family-friendly reason behind the name anyway. What's the non-family friendly? Are you a regular? I mean, knowing the owner's got to be good for some free drinks, right? Fran hasn't owned it for that long. The bar's been here for years, but she only took it over recently. Oh, also to catch you up on what's going down. So basically, we got a call from KC here, and he's like, hey, I'm at a murder. And we were like, okay, we'll go over to where the murder is. And now we're at the murder. Guy got hit possibly by a giant shoe float. Not sure how that happened yet. Oh wait, maybe Casey knows the person. So I'm gonna present, obviously, the passport we found. The victim was Oliver Laurel. We've identified the victim. His name is Oliver Laurel. Doesn't ring a bell. But then again, I'm not a regular, so I don't know the name of many of the customers. You don't think it could be, you know, a homophobic attack, do you? I feel like this game, it would be more like, wild. I mean, I feel like that would be kind of a almost weird tone, like a weird shift in tone. We don't even know if he was a customer here. Could have just been a random hit and run. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Like, that would be a really weird shift. The last case was about, like, a guy getting murdered because I mean, I guess, because he was a jerk. He was a jerk in the what is it? Acting jobs. Should have known he'd call you. Nice to see you too, Detective Cross. How's the Picross going? If I told you two to stop sticking your noses in and go home, what are the chances you do that? I estimate the chance is approximately 0.00001%. That does, however, factor in a small margin of error. Oh, would that margin of error happen to be 0.00001%? Bingo! Can't even manage to be mad at you two anymore. Fine. I suppose you did a pretty good job last time. And the crime scene team just happened to finish up anyway. You can help out, but cause any trouble, and so help me God. We can help out. We have been promoted to assistant. Yay! Before we were just nuisance. Alright, I guess I'm gonna find some more Picross then. Picross. So then we just have to... There we go, got him. What did we find? A sneaker. Sneaker left. So, a sneaker for the left foot. I wonder how this will help us. A sneaker. Whoever was driving the float must have left it behind when they fled the scene. It would appear it was designed for a left foot. Hypothesis: the killer only has one leg. I mean, you might be right, or it might just be one half of a pair. The plot thickens. Ah, Scout. I still can't believe someone called you dangerous. And then broke into my house to tell me that. And a plot point we have yet to resolve. It's somewhere over here. There we go. There's the pig cross. Okay, yeah, there we go. Pig cross takes so long. But I found an entire wheel, which I wouldn't have been able to find without pig cross. Honor, there is something interesting about this tire. The tread appears to be undamaged, which indicates that the vehicle did not break before it hit the club. Or the victim. Now that you mention it, there aren't any skid marks, are there? This was intentional, oh my goodness. So they didn't try to slow down or swerve. I don't think this was an accident. Yikes. Hey, detective. I'm just gonna present to him the passport. Maybe he knows the person. Yep. That's the victim, alright. Oliver Laurel. I've radioed his name to the station. They're gonna get back to me once they have more info for me. That was... wow, thank you. So helpful. No wear on the treads and no marks on the floor. Looks like they didn't try to slow down. That is what I said. And what do you think that means? We found this sneaker, Detective Cross. I have a hypothesis. The presence of only a single sneaker could indicate that our perpetrator only has one leg. I don't think that's very likely. But you said we must consider every hypothesis. Did I say every hypothesis? I meant every credible hypothesis. We broke the bot's heart. No. I guess I'll talk. Do you have any idea what happened here? Looks like a fairly standard hit and run. Well, except they left the vehicle behind. So I guess it was a literal run. Also, the vehicle is a giant stiletto. So, on balance, pretty far from your standard hit and run. This is your first death by stiletto? You don't want me to answer that question, but trust me. This is at least the fifth, then. What do you know about this club? I'd have thought that was more of a question for your friend over there. I do not understand. What do you mean by that? He means that it's a gay club, and he, being an old straight man, wouldn't know anything about that. Less of the old, thanks. But you're not wrong. This isn't something I know much about. Get out of here, old man! I guess we'll ask about suspects. Do you have any suspects at this point? Well, the only person with any connection to this incident so far is that friend of yours. No, not my friend! I have so much emotional connection to him. KC, you don't think he did it, do you? I'd like to keep an open mind at this stage of the investigation. I'd suggest you do the same. I really hope that this, like, what he called it in. Like, I feel like this is gonna go back to a lighthearted murder thing, but I feel like we're traveling into maybe too serious. Like, I want to reiterate, the last case involved poisoning someone with poisoned makeup by a person who used a pseudonym Alex Costa. He did, and then he called you. Are you trying to imply something, Detective Cross? There'll be time for implications later. I'm implying something, but then letting you still investigate. Even though you're not a detective. I'm not a detective in this game. I want to reiterate. I am a TV actress who played a detective. I shouldn't be here. But right now, it's about finding as much as we possibly can, no matter how innocuous it may turn out. Wait, you're just letting us take a look at the crime scene? Forensics have already been and gone, and I've already inspected the scene. There's nothing for you to mess up. At this early stage in an investigation, it's important to consider everything. Every piece of evidence, every hypothesis. So sure, knock yourself out. But come back here and show me everything you find, and we'll see what your conclusions are. Do we know anything about the victim? Well, we've got that ID. I've radioed it into the precinct, so hopefully we'll have an address soon. Can I go back to a lighthearted murder? This is feeling like they might go too real. Who am I supposed to show stuff to? Casey, show you the passport. You wouldn't know anything about tires because you're not a detective. And I don't know if this dial would mean anything to you. Does this sneaker? No. He doesn't know anything about sneakers. Detective Cross, do you know anything about speedometers? The dial on the shoe's dashboard was smashed. Indeed it was. What do you think that means? A hypothesis. The driver of the shoe collided with the dashboard on impact. Not bad. One to keep in mind for sure. Okay, I was like, do I need to ask more stuff? I don't know what else to ask. Well, what do you think? Well, I think it was a murder because hit the club on purpose. I don't think they hit the club on purpose. I think they were aiming for the person. I mean, it's definitely not an accident. We've disregarded that. It was definitely, I think it was definitely murder. Right? Because, yeah. Murder. It was definitely a murder. The lack of wear on the float's tire, yeah, because if you were trying to hit a building, you can hit a building without hitting a person. You can quote me on that. It was definitely a murder. The lack of wear on the float's tires, plus the absence of skin marks, points towards that. Really? But what about those tires indicates the victim was killed deliberately? Well, that they didn't break. They went straight for the club. But not necessarily straight for the victim. He might have just been in the way. Oh. You're halfway there. What I'm trying to get at is, it isn't always murder. You have to consider accidental death too. Okay, but like I said, you can hit a building while clearly avoiding a person. I see. So what What in the... It's even worse than I imagined. Ooh. What are those sleeves? Do people wear sleeves detached from their dresses? Okay, I know I'm not a fashion person, but like, do we wear dressless sleeves? But Fran, oh, it's terrible. To think straight sand you weren't in there. I'm Detective Cross, investigating officer. I appreciate you've only just arrived, but I'd like to ask you a few questions inside if I may, Miss, you can call me Fran. And sure, let's head inside, shall we? What if you just wore, like, enough, like, dressless sleeves to make a new dress? The possibilities are endless. At what point does it stop being a sleeve and start being a part of the dress? I can't believe it. Just look at the place. I mean, it looks pretty nice still. You got like a little damage there, but other than that, not much. Okay, we've got an officer at the victim's address. He's bringing over some items of interest. I'm gonna wait outside. Honor, you can find out what you can from Miss, Tasia. Honestly, just call me Fran. Right, okay. Perhaps we oh, Honor, perhaps we should take a look around inside too. Sorry, Fran. I have more important things, like pick cross. Beep beep. Not in like a bad way, like, oh, I don't want this here. It's just, I don't know if it would make sense with the kind of tone they've set up. There are a lot of these flags around, even for a gay bar. I like them. They are so colorful. Do you think I could take one? It would look nice in your apartment. Oh, so you're an interior decorator now? Scout says gay rights. Well, you'll have to ask Fran. Maybe she'll let you take one of the small ones. Oh. Was that looking just so that I could be like, nice flags? Fran, give me a flag. Well, there goes my no claims bonus. What's a no claims bonus? My mother would probably know. She works in insurance. I assume it has to do with insurance. My name's Honor Mazirai. I'm helping Detective Cross out with his investigations. And I am Scout. Oh, I know who you are. I've been watching Murder Mystery since Casey got the job there. It's nice to have a celebrity in my little club. Aw, that's sweet. Actually, you're not the first, but you're the first that's not been... Oh wait, you're the first that's not been on the down low, if you catch my drift. Excuse me, but what is the down low? Is this a fun game of limbo? Oh right. Well, Scout, sometimes people that are gay or lesbian or whatever choose to hide it. Like, that's a weird way to say the, like, other stuff, just like, or whatever. And then they come to places like ours to kind of let the pressure off a little. But they try to be discreet about it. I still cannot understand why humans pretend to be things they are not. I mean, you've been friend, like, I know that obviously that is very different from acting, but like, I assume you would have figured out some of that stuff. It's complicated, doll. Sometimes it's just easier that way. Anyway, I'm Fantasia. It's a pleasure to meet you. Only could have been under better circumstances. You know, this would have happened if we went to the beach. I assume this is where bingo night was happening. Casey offered us a bingo night, and I assume this is where bingo night would have been. Instead, we got caught up in a murder longer. You're the proprietress of this club, right? You're the papyrus of this club. Yeah. Sure am. Although in some ways it still feels strange to hear people say that. Who'd you buy it from? It's not been that long since I took it over, really. Before that, I was just your average gigging out drag queen, and this was one of my regular jaunts. Fast forward a few years and I own the place. Life is strange, huh? Can you think of any reason why anyone would want to damage your property? None specifically. We normally get on pretty well with everyone in the neighborhood, even if our customers can be a little rowdy when they leave. Party. Arte. Of course, not everyone is quite as enlightened. It's sad, but acts of violence are committed against our community frequently. That'd be my first guess. Okay, but, I mean, the question would be where the person gets the car float from, because it seemed like the car float also had the, pride flags on it, which would suggest they stole it from where, from somewhere. We would have to find out more about that. Where did this float come from? If you don't mind me asking, why did it take you so long to get here after KC called you? Oh, well, I had to get ready tonight. That was a stutter. I read you stuttering. You have a secret. If this was Ace Attorney, I would have a magatama on you so fast. It takes time, effort, and a. I'm not good with grammar, but my grammar assumption is that's not correct. And a ton of concealer to look this good at this time of day. Plus, I walked here. In heels. Why did you walk here? You heard someone crashed into your club. Would you normally be in drag this early in the day? Hell no. Drag hurts. I wouldn't normally come to the club until late afternoon. Late afternoon? I tend to at least get a basic beat and look together before coming here, see? And then I only have to top it up or do outfit changes during the night. I should have gone to the drag shows at my university. I would know the terminology more. I hope I don't need to know this. They're gonna quiz me on it later and they're gonna be like, to solve this murder, you need to know the terminology. And I'm gonna be like, I don't know the terminology. Oh no. This is a basic look? What's so basic about a dressless sleeve? Oh, honey, you don't even know. Casey looks terrible. He's clearly worried about you. He's a sweet one, isn't he? You know, it's thanks to him that my makeup is so flawless. He taught me a lot. He mentioned you helped him out when he first got to LA. He was lost. I could tell the second I saw him. He just had this air of someone who should have filled the room with their presence, but they were holding back. He was hiding his enemy stand. At first I assumed he was a wannabe queen, but it wasn't that. He was anchorless, so I figured I'd help him out, just like my drag mother helped me. I know so little. I'm glad you did. I didn't know where I'd be without Casey. I actually scratched that. I do know where I'd be. Still stuck in a toxic marriage with Ryan. Or maybe I just wasn't... Well, I don't know, I feel like there's a weird mix of how serious it is. Like, yes, we were in a bad marriage, but like at the same time, we're dealing with like very real situations about toxic marriages. And at the same time, we have a flying robot companion who was raised by a man wearing a Hawaiian shirt, and a lady who looked like someone who would sell me an Evanescence album. She would have 3 Days Grace on a mixtape, and they made this robot. And also someone like mysteriously tried to get me fired from a TV show where I co-worked with a mean girl. And then we have this going on. This storyline where it was at first hinted that this might have been an act of hate. I'm just really hoping that I don't know what tone I should be approaching this with. Well, that sounds like a story. Give me a flag, please. There's a lot of these rainbow flags up. Is it Pride season? It sure is. This month we take 3 to 4 times more than usual. 3 to 4 times more than usual flags? So, the float must have been for the parade. Yes, I assume so. Friend, may I please take one of the little flags? They are so colorful. Sure thing. I probably went a little overboard anyway. Thank you so much. I promise to take good care of it. Yay, we got flag obtained. That's all we need. We just need a flag. We found a passport on the body. His name was Oliver Laurel? Laurel. Gasp! Oh, the poor thing. Yes, I know him. He's been coming here regularly for the past few months. At first, he was fairly quiet, blended into the background, but Oliver seemed troubled. Almost like there was a twist coming. An Oliver twist. I got the impression he was working a lot of things out. Some people start this journey with more baggage than others, if you catch my drift.